Is the Senate's plan a non-starter in the House?
I don't see the support in the House.
There you have. I don't see the support. Senate Democrats want to keep the government open and staring down, again, 2 days, 48 hours from a government shutdown. The leader of the House, whose job arguably is keep the government open, maybe first, second might be like, proficient in Microsoft Excel. I'm not sure he's either of those things, but there's McCarthy saying no, he won't be able to get his House Republicans, many of whom have really hate him and hate his guts, as evidenced by 15 rounds of voting for his speakership. He said that he won't bring it up for a vote, even though it was passed by the Senate. He says, or at least Senate Democrats. Representative Bob Good told reporters after a closed-door House GOP conference meeting that McCarthy informed lawmakers during the gathering that he will not bring the upper chamber's legislation to the floor for a vote, even after the Senate voted to advance it in a bipartisan fashion Tuesday night. So yes, sorry, both bipartisan. Pressed on if McCarthy told the conference that he will not bring up the Senate legislation, Good responded, that's exactly right. So cool, so not going anywhere. What are the things that they are holding out on, and what are the things that were included in this resolution? Well, the continuing resolution included things like 6.15 billion to fund in funding for Ukraine, 5.9 billion in disaster assistance that would temporarily extend the expiring authority of the Federal Aviation Administration. When it comes to flying planes, the FAA and funding it might be a little important, but that's okay. Kevin McCarthy and the Freedom Caucus in the House would rather not. Let's not do that at all. Let's just shut the entire government down. So that was what was included in this continuing resolution coming from the Senate that McCarthy says he's not going to do. In fact, McCarthy is saying that he wants to talk to Biden. I want to talk to the manager. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy reportedly wants to meet with President Joe Biden in an apparent bid to renegotiate their months-old budget deal as McCarthy desperately seeks to appease House Republican hardliners who are demanding radical spending cuts and avert a government shutdown as soon as October 1st. However, someone like AOC is saying what we're all thinking, which is, didn't we just do this? So she tweeted, McCarthy already got his meeting with Biden and they struck a deal to keep the government open months ago. The GOP held the entire US government hostage in exchange for cuts and forced restart of student loan repayments. Deal is done. Biden held his end, nothing to litigate. McCarthy can go pound sand, which is amazing. And then she said this, which I guess is a part of the girl math meme, but she turned it on its head and said, boy math is needing 15 attempts to count the votes correctly to become speaker and then shutting down the government 9 months later. I mean, just fire, like shots fired. You know what I'm saying? My brain started to break halfway through this show. But the point is, and you've seen AOC also report that they're calling these meetings at midnight. These votes are happening in the dead of night. Like Republicans are trying anything they can, and we'll get into what they're trying to do to hold up voting to fund the government. But Farron, like, what are we doing? And does Kevin McCarthy know what he's doing?
If they're having to do votes at midnight, doesn't that kind of cut into, the events that Madison Cawthorn said that Republicans like to do? Like, when are they going to have time for the fun?
Oh God,
if you're having to vote all night. Look, I see this obviously as Kevin McCarthy put himself between, like he intentionally wedges himself between the rock and a hard place. And then he's like, oh my God, how have I ended up here? And at this point, I almost want to ask McCarthy, be like, look, I know you're going to shut down the government to appease the hardliners, or else they're going to vote you out of the speakership. But I have to ask you, Kevin, why do you want to stay the speaker? Like, you've done nothing but embarrass yourself. Yes, you have the title, but you've gained nothing from this. Like, you're not improving your status. You've diminished the office itself. So why, like at this point, I'd be like, you know what, guys, screw it. Take the job. I'm gonna go back to being like a regular person and I'll just show up at committees and go to my parties later. I mean, why are you doing this to yourself intentionally to appease Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene. Greene came out this week and specifically said, if any Republican who tries to pass these bills to avert a shutdown, she said, quote, I will fight you. And I don't know if she means like, I'll fight the legislation, or if she's literally going to get down there and start throwing fists, but they want a shutdown. They think somehow it benefits them. Trump called for them to shut down the government over the weekend, said, don't worry, just do it, blame it on Biden. And so we've got the dumbest people you could ever pick. Like if you had AI write a quick description of what the dumbest person in the country would look like, he would come up with a Republican House member. That's what would happen. And that's
not
what we've
legal
got.
in the new WGA deal, however. That have to be a non-union writing job for AI.
Yes.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.